Hello friend, welcome back. In our previous video, we successfully able to create that our all content page, and here we successfully able to display this data. Right now I don't have any data, so that is the reason it's not display anything. So now in this video I want to create that our add content page. Let's do that work. For doing this in our generate main, that means in our all generate page here that have also another menu as a add content. I want to put one of the link is in here. Right now sidebar will be not needed. I want to go to that our all content, and in here they have also another button as a add content. So I want to create another new route. Okay, here I simply define one of the route. I just name it as a route, and route name I name it like as a add, and then the content. This type of one of the route I want to create. I want to create this in our web.php. I want to go to that our web.php, and in here after that I want to simply paste it. Like right now that will be do. Here that is our add content. I want to better copy it, and here I want to name it as a add content. URL I want to use it as a add, and then the content. I want to create another new method as a add, and then the content. Okay, now this type of one of the method I want to create in our controller, that is a content controller. Now I want to go to our content controller, and here simply I want to return one of the view page that will be the public, and then the function, and our method name will be as a add content. Here I simply created this our method as a add content. Great. So I want to simply return one of the view page, so that will be the return view in our same place in our admin into the backend in our content. Now I want to create another new file as a add content. I think that will be totally fine for me right now. So that is our add content we have to create in our content folder. I want to go to that our folder, into this folder area that is in our backend. In our content folder, I want to create another new file, and I just named that file as a add contents.blade.php. So that is actually one of the page, and here that will be the same. First of all, I want to take our 3 of this because I copy it, and now here I paste it, and that will be our and section. Okay, here I want to make it as a and section. That will be as a and that is a section. Dev is started, and also here I want to close this dev. Okay, so that is a dev. So theme actually started from to this our page container. So I simply take it, click as a save all, and now I want to run it, our PHP Artisan Optimize. Okay, I want to run that our PHP Artisan Optimize, all that our caches. Now that should be gone. And now here after that, I want to simply go there, you refresh it, and after that refresh, I want to go to that our add content page. That is successfully loaded. So now here we have to design it. So let's do that work. For doing this, that is our page container is started. Now Peter, after that, I want to do right now we are working in our add content page, and in here I want to take another div. Okay, I want to take another div, and into this div area I want to use another class as a row class, because two part I want to take it in here. So I show you, like I take another div, and here I want to take that our column will be like as a Excel I want to take it as a 4, and then I want to take another card that will be as a class. I want to use it as a card, and then I want to use one of the header part, so that will be as a class. I want to name it as a card. Okay, that will be as a card header, and border I want to use it as a border. Okay, so that will be as a border will be as a button. Okay, bottom, button, bottom, and then I want to use that border dash. Okay, that will be as a border, and then the dashes, so that will be dashes, and D I want to use it as a D flags, and align I want to make it as a center. Align item will be into the center area. Okay, here I want to actually load one of the h4 tag that will be display like as a generate, GENERAT, generate block. Okay, so that will be generate block, and I want to put that our title as a header title. That will be the title of the class. This theme class I want to use it. Perfect. And now after that I want to load another div. So this will be for our body. So you use that class will be as a card, and then the body, and then I want to load one of the form, because now from to this position we have to execute this our form. And form area, actually we have to execute these things with using some of the JavaScript. So multiple JavaScript I will also add it in here. So here, if you want to do this work, but I want to put on of the ID. So this is the ID. With this ID I will actually execute this our total process. I name it like as a contain generate. Okay, generator, generator, RATOR. Okay, generator form. So this type of one of the name I want to do and to assign it as an ID. So literally that will be needed. Multiple classes I will actually add it in here, because that will be needed. I want to simply take another CSRF. Okay, there is a CSRF, obviously that will be needed for our form. Here I simply add it. And now after that I want to take another div, and into this div area I want to load one of the input field. So better I want to pass, first of all, put some of the margin button like as a 3, and then I want to load one of the level for, I name it as a blog underscore title. Okay, by this name I want to use it. So that will be our blog title, blog, and then the title. Okay, here I want to simply take it. And you can also use some of the class. So I better want to use the class as a form level. Okay, level, that will be the form level. And then I want to load on the input field. Input type will be text type. Name I want to use it as a title, and then I want to put on the ID as per our form name as a block title. Here I want to use it. And also I want to use that form control for the class as a form, and then that will be the control TRL. Okay, bootstrap class. And if you want to use some of the placeholder, you can use it like as I want to use it as enter. Okay, enter your blog topic or title. This type of one of the simple things. And here I want to better make it as a required. Okay, I make it as a required. That means this field will be as a required. So that is one of the div. And then after that, here also I want to put some of the another field for the limit. How that is will be generated throughout that our API, but you can also define some of the limit, how much word that will be counted for generate this our blog post. Here I want to do and also assign it. I take another div, I put it class as a margin 3. Okay, that will be as a margin button will be as a 3, and I want to use that our level, that will be same. Better I want to copy it, and here I want to do and to paste it. So that will be the level. I want to use it like as a word underscore count. That will be the word count. Our name I want to use it as a word count. Our ID I want to use it as a word count. That will be the word, and then the limit. Okay, limit. I just put the name as a word limit. And placeholder, you can also use it rather than here we want to pass some of the initialize default value. That means here I want to make it as a minimum that should be supported as a 50 word, and maximum I want to support like as a 2000 word, and the value default I want to pass it like as a 200 will be as a default one. Okay, so here I simply pass it, and you can, if you want, you can also make it as a required. So I think that is totally fine. So that would be as a 2 of this field. One will be as a block title and the word limit. I want to check it. If you click as a save all, and now if you go to that our page, if you refresh it, you can see there is a generate block, one of the input field title, another word limit. By default value I have passed it as a 20. That means 200, right? And now after that, that should be one other button for the generate content. So here I want to do after that. Okay, here after that div, I want to use another button. Button name, I want to use it as a generate content. But first of all, I want to define that our type will be obviously one of the submit type. I want to use the class will be as a BTN, that will be the BTN. A primary, I want to use it. Okay, and also here I pass one of the ID. I just name it as a generate button BTN. Okay, so this type of the ID I simply pass it, and here I want to take one of the span that will be as a generate GENERAT generate contain. That will be the generate contain, and here I want to use that class as a BTN. That will be as a text. That will be the BTN text. Okay, and also I want to pass another span status, like that will be actually loaded. I want to do when you click it into the generate content, when that will be send this data to the API, and API means our ChatGPT API, and this API will be generate this our total content at that time. At that period of time, one of the snipper loader I want to actually load in here. So that is the reason into the span I want to use another class as a span. Okay, spanner border, and I just name it as a spanner, and then the border will be as a sm, and d I want to make it as a d none value. Okay, that will be as a d none, and here I want to pass one of the role. A role will be like as a status. Okay, status. By this name I want to pass it. So one of the loader now that should be loaded from here. So that's all. Now click as a save all. Now that should be display the button as a generate content. Great. That means here actually you have to put some of the block title as a based AI software. Okay, AI soft where in 2025. Like you put this type of only one of the title, and you can set some of the limit like as a 300 word at this type of one of the block title I want to create. Now after that, when you click it as a generate content, that will be send this information that is a title to the AI. AI will be receive this information, and ChatGPT API will be response one of the output that will be our block content. And by this a word you have already defined as a 300 limit. By this limit that will be generated this our total content. And at that time that will be actually one of the snipper loader that should be loaded in here. Okay, so here actually I want to execute this part, and into the right side I want to load one of the editor for this. If you go to your exercise file, and if you go to your backend theme, into the backend theme there have also one of the editor. I want to first of all find out it. If you open that our index.html, and now if you go to that our form, into the form area, that is actually our editor. You can see this theme also supported two of this editor. One is the bubble editor, another is the quill editor. So now for particular this project I want to use one of the quills editor. So if you want to load this quills editor, in that case we have to do, first of all we have to support this our form editor.html. Here they have also some of the CSS and JSS we have to load it. So before loading it I want to first of all design this portion. So if you want to design it, we have to go outside from to this our call excels 4. I have already taken it one of the row, and that is our column, and every row they have that should be as a 12 column. So I want to take it as a 4, and if you select this div is started, this div is ended, right? So here we have to go outside, but I want to close it. I want to close and close this one. So that is our last one, and here that is the last one. Okay, so now here we have to go outside. I want to recap it again. That is our div column excel 4. I select it, and this div is ended. Now after the div I want to take another div, and in this div area I want to define the class. Class will be as a column, will be as a excel. Before I take it as a 4, now that should be as a 8. Okay, that means in total that will be as a 12 column. Great. And then I want to take the div for the card. I name it as a card class, that is a theme class. I want to take another one that will be our title. Exactly the same things you can also copy it, like there is our div. I better copy it. Okay, after that card, here I want to simply paste it. So now that will be our card header, and here I want to name it as a generate content. Okay, that will be as a content, that will be as generate content. Here I want to visible it, and also here after that I want to take another div, and this div area I want to use the class as a ms. Ms will be as a auto, that will be as a auto, and then I want to put some of the small text, that will be the small one. I want to use it as a class. Class will be as a text will be as a muted, text will be muted, and then here I want to pass that our id will be as a word count. Okay, word count, and display display play, that will be the word count display. Fine. Okay, here I simply loaded one of the id as a word count display. That means here actually I want to do whatever the API will be created, this total our blog post, that is the blog post related this count that should be displaying here. Okay, so that is the things I want to visibility in particular that position. So now into this ID area, I pass as a word count display. So here that will be actually whatever the content that will be generated throughout this ID, I will visible this word count in here. Okay, so that will be our another job. I want to display it. Now if you select this div is started, div is ended. I want to go outside of this div, and here actually I want to take another button for the save this content. Okay, here I want to visible it, and also here in particular that positions we have to load that on of the editor. Click as a save all. I want to go, and if you refresh it, that is our generate content. So I want to load on of the editor in here, and after that will be also save this document. So if you want to load this editor, in that case we have to do better in particular that area. I want to take another div, and this div area I want to use another class. Class will be as a card. Okay, card body. I want to take it, and then I want to show that our div, and into this div area I want to do if you want to display this our quills editor, I want to first of all load it. We have to go to our backend theme. And into this backend theme, there is also another HTML page as a form editor.html. I want to find out this page. Here, if you want to find out it, that will be as a form editor, right? I want to find this page as a form. You can see that is actually a form editor.html. I want to better open it. Okay, I want to open it with the Visual Studio Code editor. I want to simply open it. Okay, so now here that have some of the CSS. You can see that is some of the CSS as a quill, and quills related CSS that should be also supported. I want to simply copy it. Now all that our CSS and JSS for this theme, I hope you already remember everything I have already added in our admin master, right? So we have to go to our admin master, and into this admin master, first of all, that means after that our image, first of all I want to support this. So that will be like it, and here also we have to run that asset, the same function, because we have to support it. I make it as an asset, and then that will be as a backend, right? So here I want to support it. I want to better copy it, and then here I want to paste it. I want to paste it. Then we have to update this data. So I simply support this our quills related, all that our CSS, and also they have some of the JSS. We have to take it. I want to cut it, and here I want to paste it. And now if you go to our form editor again, that is a quills related, they have also some of the JS file. Here if you go, that is our quill and quill.js. Okay, here that is the file that will be needed. Better I copy it, and now I want to go back to our add content, in our admin master, into this our that is a JS file, admin master. Before that our van.js. Okay, first I want to load it. I want to load this our quills editor, and that will be the same. Here we have to support it. I want to support with the asset, and then that will be the backend folder, and here I want to support this one. Okay, so here make that sure you have to support, that is the quills related JS file, and also they have some of the CSS file which I have already taken it. Okay, now that is very, very important. Okay, so that is very, very important. Now I want to use it. Here if you want to use it in our add content page, here they have also one of the ID. I want to go and I just name that as a show. Okay, show shown editor, editor, that will be from editor. And here I want to put on the style, how many height you want to define. Like I want to define as a 400 pixel. That will be the 400 pixel. And then I want to take one of the div. Into this div area, I want to use that class. Class will be as a text will be into the center. Rather than you can also take it from to this area, from to this our static page. Here actually if you search it by the quill editor, I want to search it into the quill editor. I want to search with the find quill editor, and that is our quill editor, and you can see that is our quill editor. And into this quills editor area, that have actually, you can see that is actually our shown editor, one of the style as a 300 pixel. That is a div, and that have the div is started, div is ended. Okay, so you can also take it from to this position, and that is the ID is important, right? As a shown editor, that is the ID is important. So make that sure you take it. So that is the things I have take it as a shown editor. Height will be as a 400. So now I think that's fine. We don't need this. I want to better close it. And now I take another div, and in here I take this, that will be into the center position. I want to make it as a text will be as a muted, and then a margin button I want to use like as a 3 margin button. Okay, and here after that I want to load one of the icon. Okay, that will be the icon class. I want to use it as a fast, and that will be the fa pencil alert. Okay, alter, and the fa I want to use it as a 3xl 3x. Okay, that will be 3x margin button. I want to use it like as a 3. So I simply put one of the icon, and here I want to put one of the text as a generated content will be appear here. Okay, this type of the name. Perfect. Now I'm going to check it. If you click as a save all, and here if you go to that our page, I want to refresh it. Now that is our generated content will be appear in here, which is successfully visible, which is fine. And also our editor part is I have used it as a 400. And now after that div, okay, here I want to go outside of this editor div and into this after that editor div. I want to take another div, and in here I want to use the class will be margin top. I want to use it as a 3. I want to make it as a D, will be as a none, and here also I want to pass on the ID. Sorry, that will be the ID. I want to use it like as a I want to name it as a save section. Okay, so here actually that is all that ID. With this ID I will actually execute our total process with using the JavaScript. I want to take one of the button as a save content. Okay, that will be the save content, and button I want to use it as a class as a btn. That will be as a btn success, btn success. And here also I want to do, you can, if you want, you can also use some of the icon, and better I want to also save button. That will be, I want to make one of the ID will be as a save, and then the content button btn. Okay, and then here after that I want to use another icon also. Icon is started, icon is ended, and into this icon area I want to use the class will be as a fast, and then the fa save. Okay, save this class I want to use it. So I think that's fine. Okay, I think that's fine. Now click as a save all, and now if you refresh it, and now that is fine, but save button is not visible. Select this one is not visible, right? So here that will be, I want to do, I have already make it as a dnone is one of the class, so that is the reason this div is not visible. So here actually if you remove this dnone, if you now click as a save all, then that should be display. You can see that is display. Here actually my main vision is that when you put that any type of title, and after that you put that as a word limit, then when you click as a generate this content, it will be hit this our API will be generate this content, and that is the content that should be displaying here. And when it should be get this our total data, then that is the class as a dnone class. I will remove it, then that will be display this button as a save content. First time that will be not display. Okay, so that is the reasons here I want to make it as a dnone, and if you click as a dnone, and then that should be not display. Okay, you can see that is not display, but still now here our editor is not visible, right? So that is actually our editor. I have already loaded this editor, but this editor is not visible. It because of all also this editor has some of the properties. That is the properties we have to do. We have to load it. So in that case, we have to do in our add content. Into this add content, I have already defined that our name as a shown editor, that will be one of the height. And then I want to do, that is actually our all the div, we have to actually now run one of the script. So one of the script means JavaScript we have to call it. Before this our end section, simply created one of the script is started, script is ended. And in here we have to now define it. Okay, so that is actually one of the code script. The document I created as a add event listener, one of the document as a loaded, and that will be one of the function. Here I take one of the variable as a quill, and that is actually started, that is ended. Okay, so into this quill area I have defined that quill our name. You can see that is our ID name. I name it as a shown editor, and that is actually our shown editor ID. So here for this our editor that have some of the properties. As a theme will be as a shown, module will be toolbar, a bold, italic, underline, this will be display, another block, a code that will be display, header, size, intent, header, color, assignment, the claim, the link image. So that is the in editor. Every editor that have some of the different type of features. You can see there is a font feature, the size feature, the button that is a bold, italic. They have some of the icon, boolean icon, the code, the images function, URL function. That is all that one of the property. So which type of property you want to visible? Here you can actually define this all that property like that way. So here actually we have to update it like this format. And so now that when it should be get this our editor ID, and into this area I pass that our toolbar related which type of property that will be now display, everything I have saved it. So now let's check this out. If you add this JavaScript, make that sure before that our and section, I take one of the script, script is started, script is ended, and into this script area, that is the features you have to do, you have to add it. Okay, so now that should be work. If you click as save all, and now if you go to that our page, and now if you refresh it, yes, you can see it successfully now loaded our theme, that means our editor. And that is all that our features and property is successfully visible. That is display our text as a generated content will be appears in here. When you click it as a generate content, then that is will be generate this our total entire content, and this content that should be loaded in here, and after that you can able to save it. Okay, so now multiple our page design is successfully done. We have to now execute our total execution process. Like that means here I have already take one of the form, I defined some of the ID, and for the submit I have also defined some of the ID, and now everything I want to execute throughout some of the JavaScript. So next video I want to work into this our JavaScript. So thanks for watching. I will see you in the next video.